hello there. Yes, well, yesterday was a day. Good grief. Yeah, looks like I'm going to have some surgery on my eyes, which will be really cool. Yeah, I'm a martyr to my eyes because, let's face it, there's none so blind as those that will not see, as Bono sang on the first album, I think. Anyway, leaving that aside, and certainly leaving the first few U2 albums to posterity, it kind of trails off a lot after, well, the third one tops, doesn't it? Anyway, yes, that'll put the cat amongst the pigeons. Oh, what about the Joshua Tree? I don't like it. Anyway, yes, yesterday we had some of these great announcements from the Reform Party telling us what they're going to reform, and just in time for the local elections, they're going to have a minister for deportations, which I think is a very, very good idea. Yes, we do need to do that because something local councils potholes. Yes, indeed, but you can see a direction of travel there, so no doubt a Robert Jenrick-led Conservative Party will have a nice coalition with them to make sure that, well, those proper Doge-style cuts come in, and again, in the same speech, Nigel did show us the direction of travel there, because he managed to open his mouth about people with autism and not actually understand anything about it. It'd be nice if these people actually ask somebody that knew. I'm just an SEN teacher with, sort of about 25 years worth of experience, but I'm sure that Nigel knows better than me. After all, he says that, it's all too easy for GPs to diagnose these things, even though GPs don't diagnose these things, and the current waiting list is, roughly speaking, somewhere between 2.5 and 4 years to get a diagnosis, depending on where you live. You can pay the National Autistic Society, thank you very much, to speed the process up. Sometimes you can even pay me to speed the process up, although I don't think that's a very good idea. Yes, so think of all the money we could save. Yes, the money we could save by not having children diagnosed with autism, like we do at the moment, not having children diagnosed with autism because the waiting list is so long. And even if we do have fewer children diagnosed with autism, what then? Because they're still very, very expensive, because it requires people like me to work with them. So what do we do then, Nigel? Well, the answer is we just don't spend any money on them. Yeah, we create a problem. And if there's all those issues in the courts, which there are, Michael Gove managed to reorganise SEN back in 2010 and turn it from a pretty appalling system into a diabolically unworkable one. But it's one that loads and loads of solicitors are dubious morality, shall we say, make an absolute fortune at, and that's what will happen. We'll end up with, as sure as night follows day, the courts will get clogged with these cases, and it'll be full of activist judges, even though they're really not. Trust me, SEN tribunals don't really work that way. And of course, then we can just scrap the whole lot, and it would be so much cheaper if we just reopened all those big bins where we used to put people, prior to about 1990. Yes, that whole care in the community thing was a good idea, but it's vastly expensive. Better just to leave people in bins, and that way we don't have to worry about the cost of them, and therefore we don't have to worry about the diagnosis problem. See how easy all of these things are. Yes, it just means, scrapping people, of course, because after all, there are too many of them, these autistic people. What could we do? What could we do with them, other than get them to run huge conglomerates like Elon Musk and the rest of the tech bros, and generally make our lives miserable? So I don't know. Maybe Nigel's got a point. Nah. Anyway, do have a glorious one in the sort of coming on for the weekend. I shall be glad. I shall be glad for my weekend. Most definitely. Enjoy.